Good morning, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Dioramas, episode 26, season 2. I thought we could have a little cup of coffee together as we watch the episode this Saturday morning, or whatever day you're watching this right now. Obviously, I'm outside. I thought, hey, what's better than sitting out on the deck watching some really cool dioramas. If you're not familiar with how the show operates, every week I go through Instagram looking for the coolest looking dioramas and I showcase them right here on the show. Now, if you would like to be showcased in a future episode, all you need to do is upload your diorama pictures to Instagram and tag them with the hashtag Thisweekindioramas. So get your coffee or whatever you happen to drink, and by the way, let me know in the comments, what's your morning beverage of choice? Do you drink coffee, tea, what brand, whatever? Let me know in the comments. I always want to know what all of you guys, what gets you going in the morning. I'm drinking Kirkland. It's Costco's coffee, and it's actually not too bad. Throw a little bit of sugar, a little bit of milk in there, because I don't feel like buying cream, and that's pretty darn good. It's a good pick-me-up. As always, if you're looking for a way to support the show and support the channel, I've got my Amazon affiliate store. Go there. It's amazon.com/shop/TechChucker. I've got several different lists. I've got some diorama supply lists and whatnot. You can purchase from there. It does not add any additional cost to you. I just happen to get a small kickback for that, so there's really no extra on your part other than going to the store and either purchasing from my list or using the search from my store and doing your Amazon ordering. Again, it's amazon.com/shop/TechChucker, and I really appreciate the support. Before we get started with the show, though, we do need to reveal the winner of last week's fan vote, and the winner was the Ghostbusters Dio by Diorama. Congratulations, you will now be entered into the Grand Championship vote coming at the end of the year. But don't worry, there's still a chance for you other folks to get into the Grand Championship. Make sure you stay tuned till the end where you'll get a chance to vote for your favorite on the community tab on my channel. We're just about ready to get started with the show, but before we do that, do remember at the very end of the episode is a slideshow of some of the other dioramas that I wasn't able to showcase, but they are super cool, and I wanted to make sure that we can share those. So watch until the very end of the episode. You'll get to see a bunch more really great dioramas. All right, let's go ahead and get this showcase going, starting off with Mighty Kane, and this is the one that I wanted to focus on. First off, because the picture is absolutely amazing. I love what you did with this picture. The lighting is perfect, and then the bokeh that you've got with the blurry foreground, and then you've got Wolverine here. This is amazing. You got the nice blue background, light back here beyond the gates, and the cool thing is as we go through these pictures, is this setup is just absolutely amazing. So if you guys are interested in something like this, especially if you do lots of photography, hit up Mighty Kane, because I am pretty confident that they are selling this sort of stuff. So yeah, this is just absolutely bonkers with details. It is so cool. Just look at all the detail throughout all of this. Paintwork, especially on this yellow, is great. You can see we've got some different color background with the red light now. That is awesome. I really am just digging it. There's so many cool options. You know, this could be aliens, it could be, oh yeah, we see we've got the xenomorph here, aliens, it could be Predator, it could be all sorts of different titles. So this is just absolutely so cool. I really am digging this a lot. This next one also is a pretty amazing picture. I absolutely love this piece. This is coming from Turtle Comic. They do lots of really cool pictures, and I actually asked if they would, you know, post the picture like they did, but then also include some more detailed pictures of their actual diorama, because the dio is really good. I am so impressed with this diorama, and I wanted to be able to see a little bit more. I'm also very, very jealous that you have these figures. I have not seen these new NECA figures in town yet, so not sure where you got those from, but I am very, very jealous that you've got them and I do not. Let's go ahead and cycle through this, because just check this out. There's so much going on with this diorama. There's so many cool details. I love the brickwork. It's weathered so well. Great props throughout. It is just a great looking piece. Just check this out. That looks so awesome. There's so many different types of bricks and blocks and materials, and it is so cool. It is a complete diorama. I absolutely love this. You can see back here there's some cars that you've also got. That is awesome. This is just an amazing diorama. There's just so many cool things throughout here. Look at this. I bet you this piece you could probably pull out if you needed a little bit more space for a wider open shot. I mean, this is it's mind-boggling how cool this thing is. There's so many neat details. So awesome job on just a phenomenal looking diorama. Next is coming from Dioramas Tom. What are we calling this? It's a diorama Pripyat, Chernobyl. So I don't know what Pripyat is, but Chernobyl, I've done a little bit of reading up on Chernobyl. If you've gone and looked at pictures online, it's really cool, the pictures, and this thing looks amazing. There's so much detail throughout. You've got the shrubbery and the tree that's overgrown, the little swing set that looks awesome, and then you've got the it's not a poster, it's a billboard in the background. You weathered it perfectly. Everything just looks real. It looks so good, and all this little debris that you've got on the ground, I mean, it really looks realistic. And then you took this picture outside. The lighting is great. It's just a fun picture, and it's a really cool diorama. One thing that I'm thinking of, especially with the swing set, is Terminator. Now, I'm not sure what size this is. Let's see if it says here, because I always wind up missing the size in the tags and whatnot. My guess is this is pretty small, so it probably wouldn't work with any Terminator figures, but this thing is just awesome. You can see he's in the background there. This is, oh, wow, great detail. Awesome piece. Next is a Golden Girls diorama, and this thing looks so good. It really does bring you back to the actual show. Yeah, I used to watch Golden Girls back in the day. It was fun, and I get it. Everybody likes to, who are you? I never really actually related to any of them, although maybe Rose, but you know, this is a great looking piece. I love the wallpaper that you've got on here. I didn't mention this is from fry.r, and this thing is so cool. Now, I don't remember what the actual set looked like, but this looks pretty authentic. It looks like a pretty good match for what the actual show set looked like. And then to be able to add in these NECA figures, I was gonna get them, but I've been trying to kind of rein in my buying so that I don't have 1,000 different figures that are from all sorts of different titles. But you really did a great job with this piece. It's obvious that you've put a lot of time and effort to try and match what the actual set looked like, and I think you did a really good job, and I really appreciate the attention to detail that you put into this piece. This next one is coming from David Verdonk 1. It's a Scooby-Doo diorama, and this thing is really cool. It's a pretty good size, so you can see the mystery van here. I'm not certain what size this is. If it's 3 3/4, I better check. It might be 3 3/4, but it also might be 1/12. I love this building in the background. You know, every time they always go to some spooky castle or something, and this thing really captures the show. It looks so good, and I love this stairway that goes up to it. It's kind of got a little bit of wobbling going to it. Your brick wall here also looks awesome. I'm guessing that you probably assembled these bricks individually to get that look, and it really looks very, very good. Love the wrought iron fence. Also, you did a great job with all of this. It is looking spectacular, especially when you add in this little shrubbery here. It's got a muted tone, which is great, gives it that old mysterious look, and you just really nailed that look, and I am digging it a lot. So great job on a really cool diorama. This one's coming from Mr. Zombie's Workshop, and this thing is awesome. There's a lot of great weathering throughout this thing. I mean, the paintwork is spectacular. You did a great job. I love the little weathering that you've got on the garage door. Everything just looks perfect on here. It is an awesome piece. Burned out building, all sorts of options for pictures. It looks like you've made, let's see, Mutant Warzone, no filters. This was an extra that you made while you're doing the Warzone commissions. So hit them up if this is something that you're looking for. I cannot imagine that this thing is gonna sit around all that long, especially since you've got a light on here just above the door. The door looks awesome. Everything on here is spectacular looking. I really dig it. And then the fact that you've got the interior with the checkerboard floor, that's awesome. You just can't ask for much more. Great graffiti, interior, exterior, burned out, the weathering to make that wallpaper actually look like it's been burned. Perfect. And then it's all collapsible. Awesome. I am digging it. This one's coming from Nathaniel James 01. Well done. This thing is hitting 700, almost about to hit 800 likes. Very well done, and for good reason. This thing looks really good, so go check them out. Check out their profile. They've got several different pictures, different options of this particular diorama, I believe. And what are we saying here? Okay, the next 1,000 years is gonna suck inside the Sarlacc playset. It's almost done and ready for grabs. So watch their account, because it looks like this thing is going to go up for sale. You've got the Mandalorian here, and this thing looks awesome. I believe this is probably, looks like the head of something. Is that of the whatever it is, I don't know. This thing looks great. The paintwork on here looks awesome. It's kind of got like an actual like it's a living creature look, and you really did a good job on this thing. This one is super cool. It's from the Shadow Gallery 718. They're saying it's a revisit of the idle hands and spider head that they made last year. Someone requested this, and I'm super glad that you tagged it, because it is so creepy. What it reminds me of initially was the little eyes from the Labyrinth movie, but check that out. You made that? You sculpted that? That is so creepy looking. The eyes on there. Oh, it is sick. I think I remember seeing this one, the hand one, and I mean, this is just so cool. Look at the toes. That is so disgusting, but so cool and so fun. You really did a great job on these pieces. The paintwork is obviously very nicely done. I mean, you can see some cool little details throughout, and these, they're so awesome. Yeah, you did a great job, and I'm so glad that you were able to post this up again so that we could all see this for the show. This one is coming from Dioramas Clow out of Madrid. That's kind of cool. What are we calling it? Oh, it's Psycho. Duh, Psycho. I gotta be honest with you. I almost did not put this in the show because I thought it was real. I thought this was an actual shot from the movie, and I had to do a couple of double takes because I've been getting more and more people posting using the hashtag that have zero things to do with dioramas. A lot of like headshots, and some lady was getting her hair cut and she used the tag. So I'm like, I gotta be even more on my toes when I'm looking at this. But this is a diorama, and this thing is absolutely amazing. There is so many great details. Yes, it is all one color essentially, except you can see the details in the grout, and it's so good. I mean, it's almost all white, but it is perfectly done. You painted it so well that it looks so realistic, and like I said, I had to do a couple of double takes on this because I was not certain. You can see here you've got the hands on the curtain there. I mean, this is just So well done. You just did a great job on this piece. Next, coming from Fernando Rojas, yet again, another amazing diorama. Paintwork, graffiti, sculpt, everything is absolutely perfect. It's so well placed. I mean, all this little debris here adds to the realism. The trash actually looks like trash, and you actually look like you've got a real piece of cardboard that's kind of been sitting out in the weather for a while. It looks worn down. Everything just looks so good on this piece. Your paintwork is always so amazing. If you're not following Fernando Rojas, you need to be following him, because he does perfect work like this so often, and I'm always blown away. This next one is coming from Sibo Crafts, and I love the coloring on here. It is so bright and fun. And then what are we calling it? My very first Final Fantasy diorama, Rocket Town from Final Fantasy VII. Haven't played games or watched the movies aside from number 1, but I am really digging on this piece. It looks super cool. Does it say the scale on here? I'm not seeing the scale. I don't know, but I really like this piece. It looks like it's pretty small. Yeah, it looks like it's very, very small, but I really dig it a lot. There's still a lot of great detail. You can see the shingles here. The paintwork looks really nice. And then you've got the little backdrop. I'm guessing that you must have painted this backdrop. That's obviously my guess. I love the grass. I love how bright it is. It just punches you in the face so that you have to see it. So great job. This one's coming from Virtual Oneer. Finished another diorama commissioned by the homie Tony from Toys versus Games. The graffiti on this is what drew me to this diorama. It is so good looking, and I love the lettering. Did you freehand this, or did you use some sort of stencil, or how did you do it? Let us know in the comments, because I just want to know how you did it. Some people freehand it, some people cut out stencils, and then they are able to do that. Hey, that's cool. That must be, is that the paintbrush from the Fortnite guy? Pretty sure that is. It just looks so good. I love the colors. They're perfectly done. And check that out. Toys versus Games. What does that say? Memo? Does it say memo? I don't know. Maybe that's a different... Is that Spanish? I don't know. But this thing looks awesome. It's going to be a great backdrop if this guy does videos for YouTube or anything like that. Nice cat. I think that's a 1-to-1 scale cat. I think that's legit. Awesome job. You really did a nice bit of work on this. Next up is JoJo's Bargain Hunts and Crafts, I think. Yeah, oh, just craft. Oh, man, I said it all wrong. JoJo's Bargain Hunt and Craft. It's not plural. It's singular. My bad. So what do we got? My miniature stone statues that they made using an old cardboard box, polystyrene cups and balls, and 2 Christmas decorations, sand added to the paint to give it a stone. This looks great. You did a great job on this piece. They do have a YouTube channel, so let's see, which is the same name. So if you are interested in checking out how they might have done this, go check them out, JoJo's Bargain Hunt and Craft. These things look really good. You did a very nice job with this. So like I said, go check out their YouTube, and maybe you'll be able to learn how they did this. This one's coming from Laser Shot. I'm pretty sure we've seen this Toys R Us, but I hadn't seen, maybe we haven't. I don't think we have. I'm taking that back. So they're calling it a big old graveyard up for sale, so DM them if you want to get this blockbuster Toys R Us little city street diorama, because this thing is gonna go fast. It looks awesome, especially when you put these two together. That is so cool. And they're both out of business, and this thing looks so cool. It's gonna be so good for pictures. I mean, how can you pass up on this thing? The details throughout here are just awesome. I love the paintwork. It's nicely weathered. You can see little bits of dirt and whatnot that you've weathered onto these blocks. It just looks awesome. I love all the little signage. Everything looks so cool. Love this kind of wired up meshed sort of door. That also is really, really cool. So great job as always to Laser Shot on yet again another really, really nice set of dioramas. This one is coming from Laz Dioramas and Toys, and it is a vehicle that they repainted. Finished car 1 of 3 is done. Quite pleased with this. I am very impressed with it. I'm pretty certain. What is the... Okay, Wolverine ready for his cross-country drive. So I think this might be the original, or at least the primed version, and then this is the completed. Let's go through. Yeah. So they added all the yellow, and this looks very, very nice. Those of you that are kind of new to the show, I do throw in vehicles into the show because there isn't really a medium anywhere else for vehicles or miniatures or mech suits and stuff like that. I know we'll do Warhammer sometimes. So if you are a repainter of different vehicles, by all means tag them with the hashtag Thisweekindioramas. Check this out. This is so cool. I really like the yellow. That looks very, very nice. It really pops. So you did a great job on this. This is coming from Adam.Foxford, and I just am very, very intrigued by this. These buildings are 99 complete, blah, 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 blah. Huge shout out goes to everyone who has messaged them throughout this process, asking questions. So it's just a whole series of a bunch of buildings, and obviously my first thought is almost always Godzilla or anything like that, but obviously it can be anything that you would want. But these things are tiny little buildings, little bits of detail here and there. Because it's so tiny, you're not necessarily adding a ton of detail, but I really like them. And then when we throw in some information to show how they're weathering a little bit of this, it's kind of fun. So check out Adam Foxford to get a little bit more information about how they are weathering all these different buildings. You can see a little bit of the weathering process that they've done with these buildings. You can see it's kind of dripping down from the window and a little bit down over here, down up over here. I mean, really cool project. Lots of fun, neat buildings. And then you can see all of these things at the front here. Look at that. That's going to make a really cool looking cityscape. This one's coming from Clanabel. It's Diorama 1/12 scale for themselves. So I apologize. You can't get this unless you make him an offer he can't refuse. That'd be my guess. Because let's just face it, we all have a dollar amount. Even our favorite diorama, if somebody offered us that dollar amount, we would still sell it. I'm sorry to have to admit that for everybody. But this thing is really cool. And I think that they sculpted this by hand is my guess, because I haven't seen anything. I've seen other people make these, and it's always fun to see everybody's different idea and how they are able to accomplish these. It's like an eagle kind of... I don't even know what this is. It's going to be for Batman is my guess. Yeah, I want to let Batman stand over there. Yep. I love these little pieces here. That looks awesome. It really adds to that look. And then the fact that you've got this half arch, that also is really cool. And I love the paintwork. You got a little bit of streaking on here. So obviously this stone has been out in the elements for quite some time. It just looks really, really nice. Batman will stand up here. Maybe he can have, somebody tied up that he's about to save or something like that. Or, I don't know, put a bat signal up there. I mean, you're not going to have a bat signal up here for real, because how is Commissioner Gordon gonna get up there? There's no stairs. Anyway, I'm rambling on. There's the bat signal. That's painted really nice. All right, we're gonna move on because I'm babbling on and not making any sense. So great job on a really cool looking piece. Here's a really cool, it looks like a warehouse sort of diorama from Diorama 1.18. So this should be a 1/18th scale diorama. Yep, 1/18th scale. I love all the different materials that you're using or making for these different walls. You've got a block wall here, you got a tin wall here, and then probably some sort of I don't know, painted stucco wall or something like that. I love that this blue paint is wearing off and chipping away. And then you've got a brick wall here. There's so many cool details, all the cracks on the cement, and then you've got some nice weathering right here to show the wear of whatever has been traveling back and forth here. That is awesome. I think you did a great job on this piece. I can't wait to see some more. This one's coming from Toy Cult Creations. What are they calling this? Air train bus shelters made from popsicle sticks, picture frames, Scout Bomber ATST, Walker foam board, spray paint, all sorts of stuff. I think there's a kitchen sink and maybe a toilet in there, right, too. There's just so many cool little things throughout here. It's unique. Haven't seen something quite like this. I love the broken glass. It looks awesome. And then just some simple graffiti that's been painted on here in haste, possibly by some anarchist rioters or something. Although if this with this A, there should be a bigger cross out of it, and it probably should be red, but since the rest of this is red, that would clash. So going white is probably the color that you had to go with. It's just a fun looking piece, very unique like I already said, so great job on this really cool looking diorama. This next one is coming from Lord of Thane, and I'm really glad that you posted this particular one because you did show a little bit more of your diorama. You've posted a lot of pictures to the hashtag, and a lot of them it's just a little bit harder to see what the actual diorama is, and now we can actually see that. And we'll go through a little bit of these. There's a lot of cool details throughout with all sorts of different little vents and whatnot, and then we add a little bit of paint in here and then throw in some lights. Not sure if you're using filters from your camera or your phone, or if this is actually all lighting that you're doing, but you're posting tons of pictures, and it's kind of fun to be able to see that and then see all of the little signs and everything. There's so many cool details throughout here, so keep the pictures coming, but definitely for the show, make sure that you are showcasing the diorama a little bit as well, like you did here. This one's coming from, how are we going to say this? Ran Achilles Hobby. Maybe I got that right. Looks like this is probably French or Spanish. I do not know. Probably Spanish. What do we got here? 112 features, so this must be for a mezco. Really digging the ambiance of this picture. The light looks awesome. There's some cool little posters here. The door looks great. You've just done a very nice job. This might be a different diorama piece though here. And then we've got the mezco Batman. So very nice looking piece here. Would love to see a few more pictures of the diorama. And then last but not least, coming from Badger Dio is this 1/12 scale TMNT DC action diorama for sale. So hit them up if this is something that you're looking for. I almost thought that this was a bank vault at first, but I don't think it is. I think this might be a sewer something. I don't even have a good term for it, but there's a lot going on here, lots of different angles, which I like. You got this little platform, you could throw some figures on there, maybe some mousers. Ooh, a mouser would go in there very nicely. This is looking very cool. It's up for sale if I didn't already mention it, so hit them up if this is something you are looking for. I kind of like the black look. This would work really well with the original Eastman Laird, if you've got those black and white ones, because that would really contrast very nicely with those particular turtles. Obviously, this is the movie one. He stands out very nicely because there's not a lot. It's kind of a monochromatic look, and I am really liking it. You did a great job on this piece. All right, we are at the end of yet again another awesome showcase of amazing dioramas, but we're not quite done yet. We've got to reveal my top 5, and don't forget there is the slideshow of all of the other diorama pictures of note that I wanted to be able to include, but I wasn't able to. Make sure you stick around till the end for that. But my top 5 are the TMNT Dio by Turtle Comic, the Logan Dio by Mighty Kane, the Golden Girls Dio by Fry-R, the Burned Out Building Dio by Mr. Zombie's Workshop, and the Psycho Dio by Dioramas Clow. Again, make sure you go to the community tab on my channel after you're done watching the show and vote for your favorite, and I will reveal the winner next week. Alrighty, there you have it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and the bell notification if you haven't already. Share this video out with as many people as you think might enjoy some really cool dioramas, and I will see you